What's up guys, K-Plays here. All that time waiting for Monster Hunter Wilds to come out last year felt like forever, and now it's like I blink once and Title Update 1 is right around the corner. Time really flies when you're having fun, huh? Especially when it's with some brand new Monster Hunter Wilds content. We just recently got our look into the details of what's going to be coming to us in just a little under 2 weeks. And it's what we all been waiting for, the rest of the game. No, I kid. I side-eye at the lightly cut content, but mostly I kid. Whichever way it comes to us in the development process, I'm excited to get to play it, because who doesn't like new Monster Hunter on top of their new Monster Hunter? Let's check out this showcase and see what's in store for us. We open up with a new but familiar scene of a woman singing in some sort of concert or ceremony. This was actually pretty funny from the behind the scenes standpoint with me making this breakdown, because I recorded this whole theory of how this is a callback to the diva from Frontier, and maybe following Espionage appearing in Sunbreak we might get some more Frontier content in the main series. But no, my memory is apparently just terrible, because this is definitely a running theme in Monster Hunter, and I've definitely played the games it's appeared in before. I mean, technically because of that whole Espionage debut, it could absolutely still end up happening in the future, and it would be awesome to see, but this scene being a hint towards that is probably unlikely. Probably. I'll keep my tinfoil hat close by just in case anything comes up to feed that conspiracy theory. But what this is actually leading into is part 1 of 2 on that whole rest of the game thing I mentioned earlier, because we're gonna get ourselves a proper gathering hub. It's been fun traveling through the Forbidden Lands like a clan of nomadic explorers, but it'll also be nice to have a central meeting point to land in. A hall to feast in. Barrel bomb bowling as a minigame? A reminder that I still have yet to customize my sacred. All that and probably a ton more will be in this new area. One thing I'm wondering is if this area will connect to the others in the current semi-open world layout we have going on, and if so, whether the new connecting points and maps could be expected to appear in the future. I mean, it'll probably be a given that we'll get a new map in the expansion, but base Wilds alone is already looking so expansive that I don't think I'd be surprised to see something coming in the base game. Going back to an already existing map though, we'll be lathering up the Scarlet Forest pretty soon as we take on the newest addition to the roster, Mizutsune. This bubbly Leviathan is looking... oh, do I want to say it? Screw it. Mizo is looking clean in this shiny new HD model. Definitely looking forward to what it has in store for us, because the returning monsters we've already seen so far have had some new tricks up their sleeves, and I expect the same to be true with this one. Especially since Capcom decided to hold it back until the first update. I don't recall Mizo having a grab and launch move, so this might already be a new move right here. And after that, we gotta slow this down for a sec, because is this a bit of Soul Seer's flaming bubble action we see here? That's very interesting, because if it is, it would probably mean that the normal Mizutsune of the Forbidden Lands may be tougher than the ones we've encountered before, if they've all got a little bit of the deviant species in them by default. I didn't fight that many Soul Seers in Generations Ultimate, so it'll be fun to see what cues Wilds Mizu takes from that game. And of course, with Mizu comes the Poetic Bell, and also the Bubbly Dance skill/status effect, which means a new horn to play with and possibly unique weapon-specific interactions depending on how the bubbly condition interacts with the ailment/blight immunity bubble. First thing I'm looking into for sure. If only because Arch-Tempered Raydao won't be available until his event quest drops in a few more weeks. Let that sink in for a sec though. We're getting an Arch-Tempered normal monster. Well, if we're starting with Raydao, I'm assuming that will be restricted to Apexes and other similarly high-tiered monsters, Uthduna, New Udra, Arkveld maybe. But before, this was saved specifically for Elder Dragons. This has implications. For starters, how long will this no Elders trend go on in Wilds? So far, we've been looking at a huge exception for the series to not have any in the game whatsoever. What exactly does this mean when it comes to their strength and abilities? Like, can we still trap these things, or will the AT state make them immune? How will an Arch-Tempered regular monster compare in power to a proper Elder Dragon? Or an Arch-Tempered Elder Dragon for that matter? And will we be getting those in the future? Will they give us new gear? Well, fortunately, we at least know the answer to that last question. Hell yes they will. Gamma sets will be coming to Wilds, and I couldn't be happier about it. I've considered making build videos, but the main thing stopping me is the fact that a lot of them, in the current state of the game, all involve darn near the exact same skills and armor pieces. 4 Gore, 1 Arkveld. 2 Gore, 2 Fulgur, 1 Arkveld. Etc, etc. The meta's a bit samey at the moment, so a handful of new armor sets, set bonuses, and skills may be just what we need to put some real variety into our set building options. And speaking of new gear, yes, here's part 2 of the Title Update 1, here's the rest of it edition. The part I'm sure a lot of us have been looking forward to ever since we took on this masterpiece of a monster at the end of the main story. We can finally get in a Zoh Shia rematch with higher rank difficulty and some actual gear. And this gear, man, just as much of a banger design as the monster it comes from. Transforming parts and the clear thought towards mixing male and female models in mind with this alternating color and angel/devil theme in the upper and lower halves is a genius touch in my book. Fingers crossed that the stats, and that hunting horn, look just as good, because this is a motif I wouldn't mind rocking for a while. Hope Zoh Shia's had a nice break the last couple weeks, because for one reason or another, we're all going to be hunting that thing down until it's more extinct than Arkfeld. Well, Arkfeld's not all that much extinct anymore. Yeah, you guys know what I mean. And once we're done, there'll be even more to do in the form of arena quests. If you're at all interested in the speedrunning scene, either making attempts yourself or watching them on YouTube, this is going to be the place to be for sure. No running around the map, no finding the ideal camp locations, just straight up monster versus hunter. No holds barred, 2 go in, only 1 leaves. I'm hyped because this will no doubt bring us some super creative and optimized hunts, especially since they're actually adding a world leaderboard to really incentivize players to perfect their runs. I'm pretty sure that an official setting for competitive gameplay, complete with rankings and everything, is another check in the list of series first for Wilds. And with any luck, it won't be the last. I'll be doing my best to get good, as they say, so we might be able to see K-plays here written on that leaderboard somewhere one of these days. Even if you aren't interested in speedrunning yourself though, the arena quests also bring back arena coins as rewards for hitting certain completion time goals, which should mean that there's also unique gear to be found here as well. That's right, we're potentially up to 3 new horns to dude on so far. You can also find other rewards like cooking ingredients, consumables, and other materials too, which might make this an alternative for farming. Glad we're only counting the waits in Wilds in days and weeks instead of months and years these days. Next up, we've got ourselves a whole mess of cosmetics. Have any of you wanted to give Alma a makeover? Well, now you can. Have any of you wanted to do the same for Gemma? Well, unfortunately, Capcom has seen what some of you, let's say overly creative players have decided to do with Gemma, have silently but surely judged you, and have decided that at least for now, it's best we just stick with Alma. While the degenerates and the rest of us wait for them to build up the courage to dare to make custom Gemma outfits though, we'll have a decent sized pile of free and paid DLC packs for us and our sacreds. Personally, the one that caught my interest the most was the weapon pose pack because of video thumbnails, and maybe the slick layered armor set too though. I don't know, gotta have something nice to wear to that spring festival, right? Glad these are coming back as an event to give us a convenient time period to hit any of the event quests we might not have had time for during their limited runs. Like World and unlike Rise, the event rewards being actual gear with stats rather than all cosmetic also has a chance of giving us some more new toys to build sets with. April and May are going to be some fun months for hunters, that much is very clear. Now there was a mystery Capcom collab mentioned briefly towards the end of the showcase that piqued my curiosity, but since we didn't get very many details on that, there's not much to discuss here just yet. Aside from that though, that's pretty much it. We're done here. I'm definitely not forgetting anything, am I? Nothing extremely important, no monster that fans have been begging to see return over the course of literal years. Oh yeah, Lagiacrus is back this summer. Yeah, I guess Capcom finally decided to stop tormenting the 3rd gen fans with hinting and outright saying without saying that yes, the Lord of the Sea is making a grand and much awaited return. World, Iceborne, Rise, Sunbreak, a new model, and a feature at a real-life Monster Hunter exhibit without a laggy in sight in-game have practically had his fans foaming at the mouth, so it better be an epic return with all this build-up. New moves, new skills, hell, maybe even some story content too. Just, don't make me fight him underwater, Capcom, please. With that last bit covered though, this is actually it for this showcase. If you've watched or listened this far, let me know which part you're looking forward to the most. And till next time, this has been another K-Plays, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.